So by now, you've heard all the wonderful things about Liberty Hill, Texas. You might have even moved here or considered moving here at some point. If you've been researching for a while, you might have seen some of our other videos talking about how awesome it is. Well, it is awesome. I'm not going to say it's not. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the things that are not so wonderful about Liberty Hill and things that you should consider if you're going to move here. These are things that we're not going to beat around the bush. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're just going to talk about the top reasons why you might want to avoid living in Liberty Hill. If you want to know more, stay tuned.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Wayne, this is Jay. We're the Brandis Properties Group. We're both licensed agents here in the state of Texas, and we love making these videos for you guys. But what we love more is for you to reach out with any of your real estate needs. Call, text, email, days, nights, weekends. We're here to help you.
That's right, guys. We love to hear from you guys. We get people calling all the time, and we absolutely love it. Please subscribe to the channel. Tap that little notification bell so you'll be notified when we release future content. Please subscribe. And with that being said, let's get this thing going. Reason number one why you might want to avoid Liberty Hill. I know in the past videos we've talked about growth, and growth can be a good thing at times. I mean, don't take this the wrong way. Growth can be good. However, right now, growth is bad.
Growing pains.
Absolutely, absolutely. Liberty Hill's going from small town to big town, and it's going in such a rapid transition that the growth is just creating headaches for a lot of people that live here. I mean, you're talking about the school district. The schools, I think just about every school in the district is under construction right now to expand because of the amount of students enrolling. And there's about 8 schools in the school district here. So that's, I mean, I think there's one I can think of that doesn't have this issue right now. But the rest, they're adding on, they're throwing up portables, they're redoing parking lots, they're changing the roads around the school. They're trying to hire a bunch of teachers and staff. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like they're having a hard time keeping up with that demand as well.
Probably just they weren't expecting that much growth, I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't
absolutely.
project it, I guess.
They knew the growth was coming, but what they didn't know, it was going to come this fast. Liberty Hill's kind of become a destination city, and that's not a bad thing at the end of the day, but right now, just if you just got to realize that you're going to have some patience while it gets to where it needs to be.
Yeah. All right, reason number 2, traffic. The amount of traffic getting up here in the morning or in the afternoon is just, it's a lot of construction everywhere, so it'll bottleneck from like 3 lanes to 2 lanes, etc. Or you might find yourself behind a cement truck or a 18-wheeler that's hauling something to a construction site. You know what I mean?
I tell you what, guys. I drive my son to school every morning and pick him up in the afternoons. And just about every day, in fact, so far every day this school year, there's either construction to where cars are just backed up, Or like Wayne said, you get stuck behind a truck where the speed limit on that road may be 55 and you're driving 35 because the truck's not able to get up to speed. And in return for that, you're adding probably another 15, almost 20 minutes just driving a short distance. It's not like I'm driving down into downtown Austin, but it's definitely a pain in the butt. Yes, that's just part of the deal. But if you're looking to move to this area, you got to plan that out ahead of time. You just got to plan that out. Like if you're dropping your kid off to go to school and then you're headed off to work afterwards, you got to know you got to add some extra time to your commute, because no matter which way you go, you're going to have extra time added to your commute.
Yeah, it's just more frustrating if anything. It's
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people in Liberty Hill moved here to escape that kind of big city feel.
From Austin.
And now the big city is catching up and overtaking the area. So definitely something you want to know. If you're here in Liberty Hill, I can move out to the country, get small town. Yes, it does still retain some of that, but a lot of that is changing, and it's changing fast.
Yeah, very rapidly. So, if you were to come maybe like a month or two ago, it looks completely different from even just the roads, like 183, and a lot of construction just everywhere. Literally everywhere.
It's literally everywhere. You can't escape it. It's just part of your everyday life now, living here.
Yeah.
All right. So reason number three. Reason number three, we're gonna call it eminent domain, or the big land grab. So the county right now is mapping out their future roads to build out Liberty Hill. So when you start looking at some of these plans, they're kind of trickling out little by little. And not all of it's finalized yet, but you know it's coming.
Works.
You know it's coming. I mean, they're getting close to the point where they're going to finalize their path, and there's a lot of rural properties and a lot of farm-like properties. People have farms and ranches in Liberty Hill, and the county's going to come through and put a big 4 to 6 lane highway right through the middle of some of these properties. Me personally, I'm being affected by this. They're taking part of my property, or at least they say they are. We'll see how that plays out. I'm going to fight it as much as I can, but it's coming. I mean, you got the school district buying up land in different areas close by where I'm at for future schools. I mean, they're just building the eminent domain case, essentially. And if you're coming to Liberty Hill hoping to get that big piece of land, you really, really, really have to take a look at what the future plans are and do your due diligence and make sure that you're not going to end up highway through your front porch. Like,
Or even buy like 20 acres and they cut right through it.
yeah, that's happening. That's in the works. That's in their plans. And it's kind of it's one of the things. It's sad to me to see that that's happening. And it's all part of that plan. Liberty Hill will probably be the biggest city in Williamson County in the next 10 years. The plans are there. The space is there. It's just how it's going down, guys. And it's something you need to know, because if you're looking to get that farm and ranch property, if that's the lifestyle you're after, you may want to check out some of the other areas. Yeah, you may want to check out some other areas. The fourth reason you might want to avoid moving to Liberty Hill. So right now, there's a lot of talk and a lot of plans in the works for some big businesses, and we'll talk about that in a second, but the big concern with this is not only what some of these businesses are and what they will do to property values, but also the water concerns, the aquifers that we tap into for our water. A lot of people out here are on a well, and some of these businesses are going to come in, and one of them is going to be like a rock crushing plant, or stone process, where they crush up the stone. They have the mines and all that stuff. They're talking about how that's going to come in here, and the area that they're putting that in is right in the middle of all these rural communities. And that's, I mean, who's going to want to have dynamite going off and hearing the explosions from their backyard, where right now, today, it's peace and quiet. Yeah, it's going to be kind of like a quarry. So you're going to have all kinds of noise. You're going to have a water draw from that place that's going to, they're worried it's going to deplete the aquifer. So it's definitely something to be concerned about, and definitely something to be aware about. Another business that's talking about coming here, that's in the works, is a big chemical plant. And naturally, when you start hearing chemical plant, you're like, okay, well, where's that going to be? Again, out in the rural area. It's going to have a lot of water draw from the water table. And some folks that live out in that area have started doing some research and come to find out this chemical plant doesn't have the best track record when it comes to chemical spills. So you're talking about chemicals, toxic chemicals going into the ground, into the water, like getting down to where it could affect you or your farm animals or your crops or whatever it is you have going on. And that's something that's, I mean, that doesn't, I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Tell me what you think about that. Does that sound like something you'd want in your neighborhood or in your backyard? I mean, yeah, that's, to me, that's not good. It's not great. But definitely something you need to pay attention to, again, when you're moving here. If you guys are looking at Liberty Hill and you have questions about this, please give us a call, contact us, because we'd be happy to help you out, let you know where some of this stuff is planned, so you can make smart decisions for yourself. Reason number 5, and to me, this is one of the ones that, this is the one that makes me the most sad. Those other things aren't great, but this one makes me sad a little bit. So, Liberty Hill has always been known for the small town feel. You can go back even a year ago, watch some of our other videos, we talk about how it's a small town. Well, with the growth and the traffic and all the other stuff going on, all the stuff we've talked about so far, that's changing. It's not changing overnight, but you can see the writing on the wall, so to speak. You can see how some of the small town appeal is starting to slip. For instance,
well, I mean, you moved from what, Round Rock to Liberty Hill?
Right.
Why did you move there?
I left Round Rock to get away from that city and to get into the rural area of small town feel. Perfect
example.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's quickly changing with all the, like we're talking about, construction going on. I mean, just think about all the schools. It's just mind-boggling. All those schools that are in here.
Right.
I'm assuming they'd put more with all the growth coming in.
Yeah, they've got the second high school that's should be completed by 2025. They're talking about another middle school. Several more elementary schools are in the works, and they even bought land for a third high school. So whereas Liberty Hill used to be set up like, hey man, we're the Panthers all the way through. Yeah, it's like elementary Panthers, middle school Panthers, high school Panthers. Like, it was kind of designed to kind of lead you up into high school where everybody kind of knew everybody. And a lot of kids, you could see it when you're around the kids, you could see that they kind of thrive with that environment. Now it's going to be...
They have to pivot now.
High school number 1 and high school number 2 and high school number 3. And it remains to be seen what happens as far as sports and all that kind of stuff is concerned. It could be good depending on how many, it gives kids more opportunities maybe, but it can also be, if that was one of the main draws for you to come here, I mean, it's going to be different. And we're talking in the next few years. We're not talking about 15 years from now.
I mean, even right now, like driving through on 29, it's just busy. In general.
Yeah.
Like, you go into a gas station, busy.
Yeah. you know, it's going to be bad. And no offense to all these places, whatever. I like some of them too. But when you get a Starbucks, and then you get a Taco Bell, and then you get a McDonald's, and this stuff wasn't even a thought in Liberty Hill 5-6 years ago. At least not from what I could tell. It was
Those
mostly
big companies.
yeah.
They smell something.
Yeah,
It's
you
called
know
money.
it's coming. You know it's coming. You know they're all looking at Liberty Hill, and you know, a lot of these companies, guys, you got to realize, yes, they're a restaurant and they're a fast food chain, but they're also in the real estate business. They're looking for those prime properties where they're going to be successful, and that's kind of how they map out where they're going to put their shops.
I mean, they're already getting ahead of the ball by putting it there. It's probably going to pay them tenfold.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. And you know, you can go out to eat on a Friday, Saturday night, whereas it used to be maybe a 10, 15-minute wait. You go down to your favorite restaurant, and you maybe 15 minutes tops. Now you're looking at like an hour and a half sometimes in some of the places, some of the more popular spots. I mean, it's gotten more and more crowded, which is great for the local businesses. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great in some ways, but it's just losing that small town feel. So if you're after that small town feel,
probably not.
it's changing. It's changing. So you just got to be very careful about where you select to live. And again, guys, if you have many other questions, or if there's other things that you can think of or that you've heard, drop them in the comments below. We'd be happy to look into it or answer it for you or give you our opinion, whatever it is. We'd love to hear from you guys. Give us a call, text, email, nights, days, weekends, doesn't matter. Yes, Wayne reminded me in the beginning of the video, guys, I said subscribe. I should have said smash that thumbs up for me. Smash that thumbs up so this video gets put in front of more people it could help. Please subscribe to the channel. Tap the little notification bell so you'll be notified when we release future videos. Remember, we got your back when you're moving to Austin, Texas. Until the next time, catch you later.